Oh, hi. Uh, Let me do the audio test first, or start with anything. Also, I've updated my bitrate from 2500 to 3000. So let's see how it goes. Why do I sound like that? Let me try the game audio. Yeah, it seems like the game audio is working. Wait, is it working? I don't even know. Oh yeah, it is working. Then let me post this to socials, as usual. Start with the game. Jeremiah David learned the suicide and mischievous letter of his friend Anthony Beechworth. When searched for the memories of the past he had lost, David discovered that in school he had taken part in a strange experiment. His goal was to peek through the veil, the thin line between common reality and the world of horror and madness that lies beyond. Under the watch of the Eye of the Bird. During his search, he was inoculated with a drug that he had used back then. The serum made David's mind travel for a few hours to the dreamlike realm of the Veil. I think this lemon tea is without any sugar. Give me a second. There he met his old classmate, Alexander Dupre, who urged David to join his cause and cross with him to the realm of the bird. When David woke up from his trance, he found himself deeply convinced by his friend's words. He traveled to Dupre's house where he discovered his friend had dosed himself with a new serum, leaving a catatonic body behind. The new drug was capable of transporting the mind permanently to the veil and beyond. One individual found a vial of the serum and had it injected. He met his friend again in the veil, and together they walked through the last door, entering a world forbidden to human eyes. For some reason, I can't taste the sweetness anymore. David's therapist, Dr. John Wakefield, worried by his patient's disappearance and strange visions, had sought the help of his colleague, Professor John Kaufman, and explained the occult. Why am I talking like this? Searching Anthony Beechwood's house, Wakefield and Kaufman found a disturbing return letter, in which Anthony had tried to warn Alexander Dupre of what could happen if the door was open. He feared something from the other side might then come to ours. They are coming. None of us could prepare for this. Also, the audio is so loud, the music is so loud. Ah, finally, there's options here. The music is too loud. Why is the effect volume so low? Is the music based on a logarithm scale or something? It's still too loud. What the hell? Okay. What? Why is the music so loud? Now this is working. They're coming. None of us could prepare for this. The visions screaming were merely a warning. And now it is too late. They are coming. The music is too loud. So is my voice. Let me lower it down again. My voice is also too loud. Okay. Yeah, the Game Kitchen, the guys, the people who made Blasphemous. Last night I had the nightmare again, but this time it was different. This time he talked to me. It was the same unknown street, void of any sound and life. I walked aimlessly as if I were lost. Then I could hear it, the broken thumping on the wet cobblestones, the familiar sound of approaching limping footsteps. What's that? Then, as before, he stood in front of me, gazing unrelentlessly like he was expecting something. This time he spoke. Give me back what he took, nothing else. Give me back what he took. No, I have fallen asleep again. What time is it? Dawn already, if it is time. Where's my cursor? It was several months since Kaufman and I had found that mysterious letter in Anthony Beechwood's house. A letter never sent. With the cryptic warning that would happen if a certain door were open. It bore only the name of the address, Alexander Dupre. We felt sure Dupre was key to finding my patient and friend, Jeremiah David, who had disappeared in such strange circumstances. Troubled by the death of his friend Anthony, David had visited the school of his childhood and had never been seen again. Kaufman soon conveyed to me his deep concerns and warned that I should conduct an investigation with the utmost discretion. He pursued his own research. Though his thoughts and methods remained a secret, in his last letter he requested that I visit East Hill Lunatic Asylum in London. There are reasons to believe that Alexander had been institutionalized there for many years. I was asked to confirm this hypothesis and if it proved correct, to gather whatever the information might arise. The playwright. So this is East Hill Lunatic Asylum. I hope I can find information on Alexander Dupre here. Good morning. Yes, a lovely morning. Sunlight of a quite fascinating character. I beg your pardon? Light, it makes everything look different. You see, light touches things, soaks into them and changes their nature. It makes them shimmer or makes them die. You live here in the hospital. I do indeed. My family is a generous benefactor to East Hill. They had me committed, but I don't blame them. They're just incapable of appreciating my art or any art. For that matter, they mistake it for insanity. What are you drawing? I am not just drawing, my friend. I'm trying to feel the light, translate its power to the surface of the paper. Those animals don't like it though. They don't want me to succeed, so they take them away. They take my drawings and they study them and they laugh. Because my eyes can see the light and theirs are blind. But someday everyone will understand. Who are they? The ones who take your art away. Those foolish caretakers. They hide behind a big mirror, where they think themselves safe. They look at me. They observe me. They even take notes. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I'm looking for a man who lived here some time ago. Would you happen to know one Alexander Dupre? The name does not ring a bell. I have not been here for long. Oh, you should ask the other patients. They may be able to help you. Some have been here for many years. You could ask one of the others. The brutes will keep us here. Where are your drawings? What would you happen to know where your drawings are now? I suspect they are somewhere in the archive, since I have confiscated items taken before. You seem different from the rest. Can I trust you? I've been trying to sneak in for days now, but Miss Wiswell keeps a tight guard on the door. I even stole a key from one of those guards. Here, Doctor. Surely you could gain entry. If you could recover my drawings, I'll be so grateful. Here, take the key with you. I must go. Have a nice day. morning, madam. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I am a psychiatrist. Oh my, good morning. Forgive my manners. I get so excited when I have visitors. We don't get many these days, and certainly we're lacking experts like you. What do you mean you lack experts? Every year we get less funding from the Crown. First the doctors started to leave, then it was the caretakers. Now very few remain. But we have a responsibility to our poor patients, do we not? We must care for them. They cannot be out living with proper people. We must keep ourselves safe and our patients too, of course. I'm looking for a man who used to be a patient here a few years ago. His name is Alexander Dupre. Did you perchance ever meet him? Alexander Dupre. Yes, there was one with a foreign name. I remember something of him, a good man if I recall correctly. An educated man. But there was something strange about him, wasn't there? I believe he scared some of the other patients. Even when I know with his lot. I'm sorry that I can't remember much. There have been so many people here, it's hard to keep track. Have you worked here for long? It's a long time. I can scarcely remember how many years. Time goes slowly in here. In the isolation, the rules don't allow us to live. I don't know what's happening in the world anymore. But we have our duty, do we not? Who else would care for our patients? May I request access to the Institute's archives? There should be some information there about the man I'm looking for, Mr. Dupre. Sorry, Doctor, but the archives are private. We must not allow anyone to access them without proper authority. Many of our patients come from good families, you see, and we take great care to respect their privacy. But do not look so crestfallen. You will not find much in any case. It's a long time since they have been organized. Okay. Oh, this gonna mess up. This must be the recreational wing where patients relax and pass time. Perhaps here I can find someone with Alexander to pay. Okay. Can I not enter this? Not even with the key? I don't enjoy pixel hunting. Good morning, madam. My name is Wakefield. I'm looking for a former patient of this institution. Grumbling. Have you been living here? Madam, if I may persist, have you been living here for long? Grumbling. I'm looking for a former patient of this hospital who may have met him. In either's case. I'm looking for a man that you may have met. His name is Alexander Dupre. What strong reaction upon hearing Mr. Dupre's name? She must have at least met him. How can I get her to talk to me? Good morning, I'm psychiatrist Dr. Wakefield. What an impressive institution you have here. Can I ask for your assistance? I'm looking for a former patient of this institution. His name is Dupre. Sorry, sir. I've never heard that name before. Maybe one of your senior colleagues could know something about his former patient? Well, you could ask Miss Firstwell in the entrance hall. She's been here for years. Maybe for too long. You know, we caretakers live here with the patients, and we are not allowed to leave the asylum's premises. This life can get to you if you don't take proper care. I try to keep as much distance as possible from the lunatics. The asylum is quite big, but I can't help noticing that there are many patients around. Well, apart from those in the isolation ward, it is true that there are not many patients at present, but there are even fewer of us caretakers now. We are only 3 for the whole hospital. For what I have been told, the old times, the income was enough to provide for everything we needed: accomplished staff, proper accommodations for the patients, and the best doctors. But as the newest, bigger regional asylums were built, the crown support was gradually withdrawn from East Hill. Soon everyone started leaving, and this is what remains. Can I take? Okay. What? Oh, no, 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 no. Edward Rowan, acute dementia. September 25th, 1891. Mr. Rowan's condition has degenerated since his last session. He's restless as if the morphine had no effect on him. For the last week, he had been obsessive, probably for reasons unknown. The patient's dosage has been doubtful to no effect. Dr. Weddell has been attacked and beaten in the face. All men were needed to subdue this patient. The patient, Mr. Rowan. 3 markings were found on his body upon examination. Self-harm is a possible cause. Mr. Rowan is getting better day by day, both physically and mentally. His habits have changed considerably. He now shows an interest in religion and spends his time murmuring prayers, albeit once unknown to my colleagues and me. Wait. Dark as the room is now, I can see through the false mirror. This man on the other side, heavily restrained, desperately trying to free himself. There's an expression of unbearable horror on his face. Again, I wish there's a fast forward button so that I can walk a little bit faster. There's a lot of long empty hallway in this game. Oh, like newspaper, 6 pence is it? Yeah. Thank you, sir. Why, thank you kindly. How thoughtful you are. Can I? This is the hospital archive, where a record of each patient must be stored. If Mr. Dupre was really committed at East Hill, this file should be here somewhere. Yeah, let's use the key. This file is right here, Dupre, Alexander, room 108A. All the files are missing. It's as if they had been thrown out. Only a little piece of paper remains with an address written at Hall Street 26. Could that be where Alexander Dupre lived before he was committed to this hospital? Hall Street, I should follow this new lead and see if it takes me somewhere useful. Wait, why are you forcing me to... Yeah. Yeah, seize objects. That's what I want. I'm supposed to take the drawings. Some personal effects were sent in by patients' families but deemed unsafe by the caretakers. One of them is a stack of thick sheets of paper, carelessly bound together, bearing the drawings and patients of troubled mind. I'm gonna give it back to that guy. Here are these your drawings. Where you wander, they're back. Someday we'll understand light and shape as I understand them. Thank you, friend, if you want. Take these cardboard sheets. Thanks to you, I have no more need of them. A few cardboard sheets lie on the bench. It shows a perfectly symmetric design in black ink. The ruins of an old chapel, apparently destroyed by fire. There's someone on their knees praying, their faces covered by a hood. Looks like this hole leads to the building next door. This must be the interior of the brick-up building I saw in the street, Mr. Dupre's former residence. I cannot tell who is depicted by the portrait since it is so badly damaged. It seems someone crushed it into the floor. A military medal. There's a relief of Her Majesty the Queen and several pieces of metal engraved with names of battles unknown to me. I'll take this with me. Maybe it'll mean something to one of Alexander's fellow patients in the hospital. Okay. A few books remain in the shelf, mostly doubtful treatises in chemistry and alchemy. Among the titles are Tutemius de Lapide Philosophico, Gebers Dimensione Veritatatis, the Donner's work Tuba Philosophorum, and Louis Prince's Mysteries of the Worm. It's empty. Wait, this is not a safe by the entrance to a passage. It's completely dark. The only way to know where it leads is by crawling in. Let's do this, because we're stupid. There's someone sitting here wearing a horrible mask and a yellow robe. He's not moving. It is only yellow robe. There's no body inside at all. What can be the meaning of this?
culo, quena da tua corrente emprazia, tu implorante in auxilia, tu pretente in suffragia esse delicta, nostal animati confidencia te, virgo virginum, mater currimus, acte venimus, curande gementes peccatores assistimus, non mater verbi, verba nostra desficere, seo di proprio.
Esta es mi culo.
Memorae opissima virgo.
Never mind. Wow. A lot of long hallways, long empty hallways. Number 26, this player I was looking for, but the door is break up. I must find out a way to get in. A man is sitting in the corner, looking in my direction with a cold and emotional gaze. Okay. Metal. Show him the metal. Excuse me, sir, I couldn't help but notice your uniform. Were you in the army? Leave me alone. You do not want to talk to a coward such as myself. This medal, I had one just like this. Got out of the battles of Langnax and Majuba Hill in 1881. A decade ago now. For distinguished conduct in the field, it said. What a farce. So you were in the army, as I thought. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Wakefield. Sergeant William Cornhill, Her Majesty's 6th Light Infantry. Are you another one of those alienists? Alienists are psychologists, by the way. The old term for psychologists. I learned that a couple of years ago. Do you doctors not realize that cowardice cannot be cured by your arts? Why are they keeping you here? The doctors say I suffer from nervous disorder. It is harmful when they themselves, with all their learning, do not know what to say. But I know the true name of my sickness. It is pure cowardice. I am looking for a former patient of this hospital. You may have met him. His name is Alexander Dupre. Yes, I did know a man by my name. He met Beardsley. He was here when I arrived. What do you know about him? He was a proper lad. Educated, he listened closely to the stories of the other inmates, but he kept his own to himself. We talked a lot. He was very close to Miss Conhay. Too, I think they got here at the same time. But when he left, he did so alone. I wonder what has become of him since. Who is this Miss Conhay? This patient here. The lady with tempestuous character. You may have encountered her already. She has not been the same since Mr. Dupree left, you know. She just sits to the side alone and silent. I doubt we could talk to her at all, even if we tried. It's his thing, or at least he thinks she does. What did you talk about? You and Mr. Dupree. We talked about my time in the south of Africa. I don't want to talk about that, but he somehow made me want to. He was persuasive. He was very interested in one specific story, almost obsessive about it. He wanted to know every little detail. Could you tell me that story? I'm trying to find a patient of mine who has gone missing, and this could be my only hope of finding him. I don't like to relive those memories. A missing patient, you say? Alright. Maybe my story will be some use of then. Maybe of some use then. It happened during the Battle of Majuba Hill. I'm sure you have heard of it, in March of 81. The attack of the Boer army had taken us by surprise, and our regiment was forced to split up. So this is South Africa, I guess, because Boer is Dutch, right? We quickly found ourselves alone. Just a few men lost on the barren plain. I don't want to bore you. No, sir, you certainly are not. Please continue. As I said, we're few and we're sure the enemy was lurking out there. In the cold air of dusk, a thick fog formed quickly, masking everything around us. We could barely see each other. Go ahead, follow them, okay. Then the others started to disappear in the fog, which was getting thicker and thicker. I could still hear their footsteps for a while, then nothing. That was a little bit too quick. I felt something in there, not far, a murmur or beating, something alive. Waiting, I couldn't help waiting for it. All of a sudden, my fellows. Only Captain Skin was missing. Huh? Then the mist cleared out. What had happened? I never knew for certain. I didn't say anything, or if I did, my mind refused to bear such memories. What happened to Captain Skid? When he finally regained consciousness, it was like someone else looked out at us through his eyes. I guess whatever happened affected him, changed him. I know he came back to London. Mr. Dupree asked me of his whereabouts. Maybe he tried to contact him to hear the rest of the story. He was quite preoccupied by it. Do you know where I can find Captain Skid? Last I heard from fellow veterans, he had lost himself to a frenzy of alcohol, opium, and bad company. His downward spiral led him, as many others, to a wretched nadir, a dirty hole, deep in St. Giles' rookery, known as the Crimson Nest. Mayhap we'll find him there, alive even if you're lucky. Here's the picture of our regiment, you can see him there. Ta-da! Man is striking glass strongly with his fists. His expression is of pure hate. I don't think he can see me, but I feel that somehow he knows I'm here. I think this second season is already longer than the first one. Even the first episode is quite long. Hello, my name is Wakefield. The butterfly is not what it seems. Excuse me, but what butterfly? There's more after the scarab. Is this the butterfly you talk about? It displays its wonderful colors, fills your eyes with awe. But this is only a show. Behind the veil, its body crawls on the dirty ground, hides in the darkness, and transforms another of its lives. So what would this be? This is a scarab. Its dark body quakes and rustles with its blind movements. Slowly, step by step, it gets closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. What about this one? It will come, whatever you do, it will cry out loud, looking at you from everywhere at the same time. What about this one? Him. Him? His mask. My mate from the other room used to scream at night. Always told us he could feel something under his bed, a presence, an Alice gaze. Okay, bye-bye. Could this be the room of the patient's mate who was afraid of presence under his bed? There's something written on the wall. One of them came last night. I knew what it actually was because of the sign it carried. The sign of the eye. I killed it and hid it well. If more come, they will not find their friend or his eye. There you go. There's something there, half buried in the soil under the tile. It's a long dead bird, just feathers and bones. It's holding something in its beak. A dirty and horrible deformed glass eye. There's a big crack on the glass. Okay. This is the slum of St. Giles. The Crimson Nest shouldn't be far. Oh, it's the man with the stump. Okay. This must be the Crimson Nest. I've heard of such places where people lose their minds to opium shipped from the Orient. I never thought I would set foot in one. What's the matter, ma'am? My husband, he's unconscious. Please, dear, wake up. I'm a doctor. Please let me see him. He's dead. I'm sorry. He's not breathing. He has no pulse. Your husband passed away hours ago. No, it can't be. Ma'am. I'm late. This time I couldn't save him. What do you mean this time? I discovered my husband's addiction to this hellish drug they call opium months ago. At first I thought he was sick. As I saw him grow thinner every day, then I discovered he was visiting this place. I was very worried. I tried to dissuade him, but he wouldn't listen. The addiction was stronger than he was. At times, he was away for days. I would come here and find him pass out. The only way I could wake him was to put the smelling salts under his nose. Now it's too late. He'll take the vial. Maybe you'll be in time to save another soul from this curse. Hello, I'm looking for a man who I believe frequents this establishment. A war veteran from the south of Africa called Skid. Can you understand what I'm saying? This written can't hear, so I suppose I should communicate with him by writing on the slate. Looking for Captain Skid. Don't know. He doesn't know Captain's name then. Show him the photograph first. Just written something else, object of value. What does he mean by that? I think there was a transaction. It's Captain Skid, no doubt. He's unconscious, but he still breathes. Okay. Smelling salt. What's the matter? Who let you in? Get out! My name is Wakefield. I need to talk to you. Are you Captain Skid, Her Majesty's Sixth Flag Inventory? Your title belongs to me no more. Who are you? And what do you want from me? Leave me alone in my misery. A soldier that used to serve under your command told me I might find you here. William Conghill. Yes, I remember him. We served together. I've made many mistakes trying to forget those years of my life. Now I'm afraid those memories will follow me to my grave. I'm looking for information about a man old Alexander Dupre. I used to know Dupre. He was not a man but a fiend. What do you want with someone like him? There are certain secrets that are better left undisturbed. A patient of mine has disappeared. Alexander is the only man that may know his whereabouts. If it is true that Dupre is involved in your patient's disappearance, then I'm afraid the matter is out of my reach. Used to. Now please leave me alone. Have you heard the name Jeremiah David? I must find him. David? No, I have not. Found your medal. I found your medal. It was in house on Paul Street, doors 26. You were there, right? You think you know what you're doing, but you cannot imagine what you're getting into. I'm asking you for the last time, live and forget this matter. I will not leave until I found the answers I'm seeking. Tell me what I want to know. You fool. That's for the devil's sake. Oh, if you want to win your life, you're free to do it. What really happened at Majuba Hill? Sergeant Cornhill told me the story, but his details were confusing. Only there's something in that fog, something they did not like us entering in the domain, a sentinel of some sort. That thing is what killed my soldiers. How did you meet Alexander Dupre? I was in the Veterans Hospital recovering from an illness unknown to physicians. An element of the soul doctor. Dupre managed to accompany me there. He wanted to know my version of the story, what happened in the Battle of Majuba Hill. Do you know why was he so interested in your story? I did not know immediately, but with time I realized the truth about what happened to me was important to his activities as was I myself. But if you think he tricked me, you could not be more wrong. I wanted to enter Dragon's Mouth. I wouldn't need to know. Inside that house, I saw a machine still operating. What was that? A machine? I do not know what you're talking about. There was just one of many places used as base for Alexander's activities. The only one whose location I was allowed to know. What do you mean, activities? What was Mr. Dupre doing then? You really do not know, do you? Have you heard of the playwright? I have. I do not know what that is. Cousin. Thank you. Society acting in secret ruled by a single sacred law. See that no one knows. I was part of it. Dupre himself recommended me. We gathered every month. What we saw, you cannot imagine. A curtain of normalcy protects the mind from something and out of something. The fog of the veil protected us. But through the veil, we could peek out into the abyss. We could know of the unspeakable shapes that wave beyond. A black nothingness, entirely full of ours. We could never cross the threshold. What we saw was forbidden. Look at me, forbidden. I could not bear it anymore, so I hid from them. It was too late to run or to forget. I must go back to East Hill and try to talk to Miss Conway. If what the captain said is true, she must have been one of them. She could know where to find them. I can't do this anymore. I don't care, I just want us to be together. You know, it's too hard. I don't feel free. I know, dear, I know. We'll figure it out. How is so home? I'm sorry. I knew all along. How could you? You know they have a love of each other. Silence. You have no honor. And you, what do you have to say? Why I've given you everything? You will not understand, Enough. You leave in the morning. I won't see you ever again. I'll wait for you at dawn under the old windmill so you can try to recover the honor you once had. I'll be there. I must have fainted. What is this? Where am I? We've met before. I can't see you. Who are you? Do you not recognize my voice? No, I'm sorry, I do not. Do you know what this place is? It is the starting point, the first place to look. But who are you? What are you doing there? Remember this. You cannot be here forever. Darkness will light your way. Stay out of the light, then I'll disappear. And you'll be alone in the end. I don't understand. Tell me who you are. David, is that you, David? Tell me why you're doing this. Is it because you care about your patients? Or out of scientific curiosity? Curiosity. Is it for your pride? Because it is my pride. Or is it because it is the right thing to do? Why are you doing this? It's alright, my little friend. How are you feeling? I feel dizzy. What happened? Where are you? At my house. I went to East Hill to meet you and found you inside one of the cells. Unconscious. Your clothes stenching of opium smoke. I had you brought here. You've been out for the day and a half. I think it's coming back to me. I was at one of those opium dens. I might have passed out of the breathing that dense smoke. Listen, I have much to tell you. My investigation unearthed great deal of new information. Alexander was indeed institutionalized in East Hill, but his files were missing. I managed to track down a man who knew him. He told me a story you will not believe, and it was this woman, a patient in the hospital. She was completely out of her mind. She attacked me. What is happening to these people, Kaufman? How is this Alexander related to Mr. DeWitt? I think this patient, Miss Coney, might know how to find Alexander. We must go back there and talk to her, whatever it takes. I'm afraid that will not be possible. What do you mean? Coney is no longer at Israel. She escaped last night. God almighty. Do not worry, my friend. I think I might know where she is hiding. Get ready. You must leave promptly. Do I need to go right? Okay, I need to move. Sorry. They're coming. They're letting him in. Now that the door has been opened. They're coming. Okay, be right back. Restroom. Wakefield and Kaufman followed the only clue they had on David's location to a shipment of Anthony's disturbing letter, Alexander Dupre. Wakefield visited the East Hill Asylum to gather some information on Dupre's past. Wakefield discovered that Dupre was the leader of a secret society known as the Playwright. He learned that they practiced rituals with the goals of peering through the veil, the line that separates the common world from an outer world full of horrors. One of East Hill patients turned out to be a member of Playwright, but she escaped the asylum. Wakefield and Kaufman followed her to her hideout, a cabin in the mountains, when suddenly a big flock of birds appeared. I must forget nothing. Everything must be set. When the time comes, and I'm visited again. For a moment the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds. But another sound rose above them. A sound I cannot describe. What? What is happening here? Where's Miss Conway? We're too late. It's ashes. Chalk. A circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it could prevent what she knew was about to happen, but she was wrong. The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looks like as if you're trying to keep someone from entering, or something from getting out. I don't know what to make of all this. I do. All right, Kaufman. It is nothing, my friend. Just a bit of cold. No, my friend. I think we should talk. In light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It's not yet too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient, Jeremiah David. You have to keep yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance and not talk about it again. But should you wish to continue this search, you'll need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to David. So be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving a patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We're not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious, at least not in the terms we're used to. We're dealing with something old, something dark. A sinister truth that has been buried deep for generations. This man, Alexander Dupre, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover their secrets. I fear they might have already. Miss Conyers' fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow. But my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. We must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult. My mentor, Professor Adam Wright. I doubt he's aware this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let us try the back door. Mrs. Ogwood. She's the Manor's housekeeper. I think this game could have benefited from voice acting because my throat is hoarse right now. Yes, where is it? Good morning, Mrs. Allgood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman? Bless my soul. It's been so long I hardly recognize you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague, Dr. John Wakefield. Is the person at home who would like to see him? Why, yes, Doctor, of course. I'm quite forgetting myself. Let me take to him. It is really good of you to come. We still so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir. I'm right, sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment afflicting his brain. He's not entirely confined to his blood. Brad. Professor Wright, yeah, visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look, look. Do you recognize him? It's John, Professor. Your old pupil. I reckon he doesn't remember you, John. It has been a long time since I've seen him so excited. I will leave you to talk to the professor. It may be difficult to keep me on one subject for long, but oh, it does him so much. It will be good to speak with old friends. Soon my sister and I will be in the backyard. Professor? Uncle James, you're back. It is I, Professor John Kaufman. Where's father? Where has he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he will not tell us much in his state. If we could but stimulate his memories. Maybe then he could tell us of his research, something to unravel the mystery of the playwright. Perhaps. With few other options in any case, let's try. Why don't you explore the manor? Manor. There may be some object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I'll try to tell him. You recognize this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor, he will know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. Your visitor, what do you mean, Professor? You have seen the map. I will know the Book of Travels. Book of Travels? Yes, he'll work it out. But it must not be easy, no. But he'll find the prize, I'm for sure. Why is one of us talking about Kaufman? Something concealed, something precious. In his adult state, could he have hidden away parts of his research? He was always a proud man who would not easily have forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of his grave importance at least would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has hid it away somewhere for this dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to this latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I'll continue my endeavors to revise his memory to conversation. The Book of Travels. I'm not sure what to do. There's a large volume here, quite worn. This is an illustrated edition of Travels of Marco Polo. Perhaps this book travels that Professor Wright mentioned. There's a mark on one of the pages. We begin our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. At least we arrive at the merciful side of the great ocean and follow the coast north, in hope wishing our home soon. It was not to be. The king of the land we had traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We never set foot in that bloody land again. We know there was a port just a few miles to the south where we could find a boat. Our sea voyage was short, as our sails billowed with powerful southern winds. We reached most eastern cape and landed there. Our backs to the sea, we marched for Oh, I think it's like this. There you go. Seems I've figured a hidden mechanism. Small compartment has opened in the globe. It is simply addressed to my dearest visitor. Kaufman needs to see it before it is open. I'm increasingly of the opinion that some mental construct, some way to conjure by the person's failing mind. He may not have understood what he hid. Those seeking wisdom must first know their own feelings and reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal a cold ideology system. That is unknown to me, my friend. You can answer the person. Oh no, don't do this. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal knowledge that the cold eye of logic sees not. Condensation from the teapot steam has revealed the hidden message. Knowing yourself, you may look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze and seek to understand what lies beneath. Thereby learn the question, if not the final answer. The question is the world from the peak of man's tallest tower. The answer yearns up to it from the root of life and time itself. Eh. It looks as though something has been concealed beneath thick woods. No note and a key bound together. It is a truth our ancestors knew, and with stone silence came to unknow. Wait a minute. Where does this lead? Lead me to? Oh, it's locked. Okay, never mind. That only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. Primal horror? And that pop pop bow. This looks like Professor Reich's archive. I should bring Kaufman here at once. Experiments 1885. Let us see. Have a look at this. Be careful, there's a small key inside the folder. First August 1885. Results at last. After many months of tedious observation, something has finally come from the other side. I heard the sound of footsteps exploring the proximity of the stone archway. This would seem to verify my hypothesis. Absolute horror is the key that is seek. Now that they have proven themselves useful, I have installed 2 new devices in the outer tunnels. I dare not go deeper. I have not heard it again, but I know the thing must be still down there, in the dark. Containment underground tunnel has been breached. I have no choice but to abort the experiment. It can no longer be controlled. There is but one thing left to do. I will seal the tunnel and hope that the abomination remains forever entombed within. What is this supposed to be? It seems to be log that the professor kept during one of the experiments almost 7 years ago. It's noteworthy that one of those entries has been redacted. We can conclude that the professor had a working place underground. Perhaps the key opens the basement door. This could be a route to this underground tunnel. Meanwhile, I'll keep looking through these documents. There must be something more than a folder among this mess. Basement key. Wait, there's something there? I missed out something there? God damn it. Mr. Strachan was a well-positioned man. He fell madly in love with the younger daughter of Ballet, so he proposed to her. Young Agnes fancied the idea of marrying older men, but she always hid her feelings for her mother. Mrs. Balin didn't never take her eyes off her daughter and watched them all times. Mr. Barley tried to show his support for the daughter, but his wife never paid any attention to him. Can I use the basement key on this one? Oh, no, not this one. Am I? Where am I? The flow of air is stronger here. The power tunnel is blocked by cave-in. The underground. I should go back. Okay. A lot of long, empty hallways. I was able to use the key to explore the basement. There's a large hole in the floor. One side of the hall may lead to some sort of tunnel, but it was completely covered in rocks and debris, so I could not tell for sure. Covered in debris sounds as if the person succeeded in blocking the entrance to the underground area. It's happening fast. I made up my boy. I think this could help us delucidate the next step in our search. Have a look. Today, a meeting finally took place. You see, Mr. Wright, our organization is keenly interested in your research. We could reach an agreement to fund this project. But first, we need to know the details. I understand. The main factor is the condition of the test subject. Open he is to suggestion. As you know, the only human mind can open a physical passage to the other side, so a complete essence of darkness will be required for the experience to result. A secluded place, completely isolated. A place that can only bring thoughts of what may be hiding in the dark. I have the perfect location in mind. But in total darkness and seclusion, how could the results of the experiment be studied or confirmed? That is precisely where our organization can provide help. I have designed a special device that will allow me to listen from a safe distance, but I lack the means to manufacture it myself. That we could arrange. But there's one last thing I would like to know. How would the experience be triggered? By means of chemical compound of some kind? Do you mean a serum? No. There will be no elegance whatsoever. The trigger is mind itself. The emotion known as terror. The primal fear that still survives in the depths of our mind from times humans were mere beasts. That which allows us to open the physical passage beyond the veil of rational thought. Primal terror is the key that we will use to open the last door. Could this organization be the playwright? It may be, my friend. If so, then we are closer to the truth than we thought. But in this room, I have been able to find some fragments of information, discarded material. It looks as if the main bulk of documents were moved from this room and hidden somewhere else. The basement tunnel. That seems to be the most reasonable conclusion. For access to that place is lost, is it not? The entrance was sealed. There may be another access that we don't know about. If we could find and use the device that the professor mentions in his log, I believe we could shed some light on this matter. Yeah, this part too is very long. Long and loquacious. An unusual electrical device, a gramophone. I'm unfamiliar with this function, but I can tell there's a piece of equipment missing. Can I get out? Can I get out and use this on that? In my ears, is that a piano melody? I must seek Kaufman at once. Not to say the obvious, but it sounds as if someone's still down there playing the piano of all things. How is that even remotely possible? I do not know, but it means something important to us. It means there's another entrance to the underground tunnel, and that we must find it. But we have run out of leads. You do not find anything of use in the archive, and Professor Wright continues to mutter inquiringly about childhood memories. You must hypnotize the Professor mind, Lieberfreund. You're running out of options. This might be the only way to find answers we seek. Look at this candle. Fix your eyes upon it. Your body is as light as feather. Everything around you fades. You are entering a dark, endless void. Listen to my voice. Where are you? A great number of trees surround me. The sun is setting soon. I can go north and west. I stand beside a waterfall. It is not the water that falls, but mud and rock from a great height. They fall and fall into bottomless abyss. Behind waterfall to the east lies a tunnel, to the west I see the edge of the forest. I'm in a dark tunnel. Oscar is here as well. He's upset. He yells at me. He begs me to stop. The tunnel divides into many passages. I can go north, south, and west. I'm in a large open space with a piano. Something stands next to the piano. I can see clearly its face. The tunnel stretches into the dark. It is a very small room. In the center lies a deep pit. A ladder goes down. It's so dark. Down there it lies. It waits. I will not continue. I must go back. I cannot. I can hear it with me. Its breath. Dear God, I must flee. It waits for me. It waits down there. I've gone down the... I can see it's quite dark. I can feel its breath. It's here. It is with me. Enough. We went too far, my friend. You're right. I did not think you would react this way. You did well by stopping trance, Mr. Kaufman. I think it would be best if we leave it for today. Let us return to the inn. Reflect tonight on what you have witnessed here. Tomorrow, let's discuss the next steps in our investigation. January 21st. It's very long. I prefer the compact size of the first season. Come in. Kaufman, are you alright? Worry not, Wakefield. I'm just feeling a bit feeble. It must be all this cold and humidity. I would like to know your opinion about what you heard during yesterday's session. Do you remember anything that could help us in our search? Oscar. His name is Oscar. Alright. Do you know a man named Oscar? Yes, of course. Oscar is a priest of Wickport's parish. You can find a church right there in front of my house. He's a man who has lost his purpose. I see him walking in the morning and evening, nervous and doubtful. He's a man with a... I should go. An old rusty bronze bell. A typical seafaring vessel. It's engraved with the name Augustine. Augustine? Augustine? Good morning. Let me drink in peace. Are you a ship captain? Why? What is it to you? Does I look like a captain? You have doubled the three capes, is that right? Indeed, I have good hope blew in a horn. Therefore I hold the right to stand before kings and to peace against the wind. If I dies in the sea, destroyers, I'll pay my wake. But no, that'll not happen now. Do you mean you will not see the sail again? I love the sea more than anything. It is my passion, my freedom, and my life. But there are many things about him that we do not know. They are far from the coast, in the deep dark, things we are still unprepared to behold. Believe me, those things are way deep down. Have you seen any of those things? No, but you may have heard one or two stories the fishermen tell about things seen out there. It's not but tales for young ones, mere superstition for men too cowardly to face the dark. Any good seaman knows that in strong wind, a stretched rope can shake and sing. I myself have mistaken such keening for the wail of a child. But there was one time it was nothing of that sort. Then the sea howled. It was not thunder nor strong wave flashing over my ship, no. It was like a voice. It spoke to me in a language I cannot describe, a sound muttered by a living something, all unlike anything I had heard before, and I understood. I understood there was no more freedom for me, that the sea howl had other lords, and whoever they were, I did not know they would not share it. What happened then? As I navigated back to shore, I lost control of my ship in the great storm. The rocks of the cliffs did arise. I do not know where the remains of my dear Augustine ended up, with the passing of years and tides. I looked for them once for many months, but all I found was this bar and the bottom of an empty glass. I will never return to Sortions, may she forgive me. Why that bell is for Marcus and Marcus, why on earth did you find it? I'll find it on the beach near the shipwreck. I thought I would never see it again. I'll clean and make it shine in here. Wait, poor bitch, I'll be why I must go. Must go straight away. Oh, to be reunited with my poor Augustine, what remain of her? No, I dare not go. Oh, but I must. Good day to you, sir. I am running out of voice. Maybe I should stop narrating the whole thing. Voiceovering the whole thing. Oh, thanks. Be right back. Restroom. Lost in the sea. Hello again, madam. I found this necklace washed out in the beach, near the rocks. Do you recognize it? This is Rose's how? The necklace was present I gave Rose for our first anniversary not long before. Happened 7 years ago. She used to go to the beach every morning. I don't know why that day could have been any different. They say it was because of the fog. It was unusually dense that morning. And they say she was seen walking on the rocks. She must have fallen. She was never found. Excuse me, this necklace brings me so many memories and the good ones too. Thank you so much. Good morning, I'm Dr. Wakefield. You come from the town, don't you? Yes, I know by accident. Be careful on this cliff. There's no place for tourists. Seamen and fishermen alike swear to have heard voices in the rising tide. Inhuman screams out, but there are some who claim to have witnessed ungodly things in that night. I once saw a ghastly thing crawling out there among the rocks. Late night, it was me on my boat fishing. That's when I get the bass catch. Then I saw it, not under the water as the others say. It was on a rock, perched there. Like I was smelling for something, the shape of it. Like nothing I ever saw before, not walking on the earth, nor swimming in the sea. The thing was big and hunched over like a crouching man. The way it moved, it made my flesh crawl. Whatever it was, the mist itself was its ally, hiding it from my bare eyes, and in the end, disappearing away together. I swear, should I see that horror again, I'll take my most vicious harpoon and thrust it so deep in its wretched body that they will have to bury them together. Bloody drunks. They say the sea howls at them as if there was something new. I come here whenever I can to watch the shore, just in case that things come back. The mist down there is just too thick. I can see better from here, even if my eyes are not what they used to be. Tell me if I could somehow weaken my once sharp eyesight again, by God, I will impel the abomination here for sure. Here? Would this help you watch the shore? Or is it old to be sure, but this silica has been patched up to a rare beauty. You have my thanks, sir. I am indebted. Oh, where's on the cliff there? You will blow me using the right old summer house. I thought it entirely destroyed. Looks like you can get there using old cliff path. Did you say right summer house? Well, yes, I never saw it myself. I was too young at the time, but everyone around here knows the story well. It was a terrible tragedy, you know. One night there was just landslide beneath the house. Most of the building fell sheer in the sea, leaving beyond the ruins. Many died, though by miracle young Master Wright was spared. You can see it from here. Look, right there on the side of the beach. Do you see it? What church? Is there a church here? It says enter church on the left. Oh, this is the church. Good morning. Good morning, my son. There's nobody come to mass. The village has seen bleak times. Many have left, and the rest have lost their faith. Every day I ring the bells but no answers. May God have mercy on their souls. Why do you suppose that is? I could not say. The mist that shrouds this coast and the shapes that soar within have long been a source of hearsay, but lately the stories people tell are not of pirates and smugglers, but something more sinister. Some say the devil himself has come to our shore. It is a rumor I dare not disregard. Are you personally acquainted with Professor Wright? Why yes, of course. Adam was rather... It's not merely a patient but one of my closest friends. Since our youth, we enjoyed many scholarly but sometimes quite fervent discussions. He being an anthropologist and myself a theologian, that is until he fell ill, but since he is like that, I have not visited him. I must go. Wait a moment, mistress. I need to ask for a small favor. Please give this to Adam. I don't know if it will mean anything to him now, but it will bring peace to my soul if there's some token of our friendship. Slowly walking out. The Book of Birds. The birds were traveling to meet their king when they reached a crossroad. The wretched crow tried to lead them astray and onto the path of mist. Many birds followed him and were lost forever beyond that veil. Only the wisdom of the crested hoopoe and the prudence of the red-feathered robin could lead the remaining 28 back onto the path of righteousness. Ever since, the birds have sung their praise, for without the hoopoe and robin, silence would have fallen forever. Oh no! The poor man, it looks as if his heart gave out on him. His eyes, my god, they're fixed with an expression of utmost terror. Let me see, his fists are clenched, he's holding onto something. Some kind of stone figure, he's holding tightly, as if he was running. Take it. This is serious. I must break the news to Kaufman. Of course, local authorities will have to be informed. For 3 days, you must wait. Alone amongst the stat stones. Only then will you be ready. To complete your journey, Mr. Ashdown. I think I can remember. It's terrible screech. But it was not that of an animal. Just something human in it. A desperate cry for forgiveness. They found me on the beach, unconscious, clutching a piece of wood that had saved me from drowning. When at last I woke, the letter was waiting on my table. Lever Wakefield. I read this letter in my last moments of lucidity. I had not received a word from you since I regained consciousness. But I am confident that you will soon return with information that is crucial to our investigation. Bravery that you demonstrated in the face of the latest discovery is worthy of my most sincere admiration. I must now ask you for yet more courage. The doctors were unable to determine the cause of my sudden illness, nor have they found a cure. I have not much time left. My greatest regret is that I must abandon you to the difficult tasks that lie ahead. I implore you to persevere, now that we're so close to finding an answer. The forest's documents were filled with references to a place of dark legend, the Crone Maiden, an ancient sanctuary on the island of Elismore. The exact location of Crone Maiden has been lost, but the professor believes that its secret may explain why his experiments met with such disastrous results. You must find this place, my friend. I do not need to remind you to exercise the uttermost discretion. I have complete trust in you. With Kaufman gone, I found myself my life suddenly devoid of meaning. As though as my friend had written a letter to a person who no longer existed. I see the island in distance, at least more. The reunion. And here are the island of Ellismore. Thank you very much. According to Kaufman's letter, legendary chrome mutant can be found here. As Kaufman emphasized, you must access this question for all you know playwright is watching. Well, Dr. Wakefield, you're here on holiday then? Yes, indeed. I've come to enjoy a rest somewhere far from the stresses of city life. I see. With this distraction of I'm looking for, you've chosen the right time of year for it. These days we celebrate a very special tradition of our kin, something unique. We call it the Festival of Reunion. Fascinating, may I ask, what does it entail? According to tradition, for the next 3 nights, the spirits of reunion leave the confines of the other side and roam the hills of Ellismore. The costume and master that the spirits will not recognize us and make us a target of their mischief. Certain rites takes place too, but I should not bore you with details. You should have occasion to see for yourself. My sincere thanks for your welcome. You don't have to thank me, I simply observe our traditions. They are the panels of the first king of Ellismore. In the days of the Druids, we worshipped the great god, Lu, and our king stood right by those beliefs. So I cannot help noticing this remarkable mosaic. It looks authentic. Yes, Although some historians might disagree, we believe that this manor was built atop an ancient Roman villa. In our traditions, doubles represent a sentinel that protects us from terrible threat hidden within itself. The statue is remarkable. May I ask what it represents? It's Lutlamhada, the hero and high king of our myths. You seem to be knowledgeable about Isley's moral folklore. I should very much like to learn about the island history in more detail. It is true that we live in Isley's cliff to the ancient traditions. We haven't lost touch like some of those on the mainland. But I'm no expert. If you're really interested, you should talk to Miss Foster. Please forgive my indiscretion, but you consider yourself a religious man, Dr. Wakefield? Yes, I do. You seem so in my ass way. I consider myself the man of science, but some phenomena can be explained only by the action of a mover. I see. Let's take a walk by the lake. From there you can see the beauty of the island as we talk. I'm better for it. The Martian is relish for simpletons, a wellspring of playful tales. The idea among us enjoy the tales as little more than distraction, knowing us safe from those visions. We know the stories will be nothing but superstition. But how can we be so sure that the dense myth that emanates from the stagnant water may not find prejudice to other worlds? What if the wells that wave from the reeds to the darkest of nights are the songs of those from our worst nightmares? Many of the gods that the men worship for millennia now lie buried in the common grave of oblivion. In Alismore, we kept our traditions alive. All they changed just as the times do, but they always keep their essence. These are our words, Doctor. I must now take my leave, as my presence is required. Feel free to continue walking on your own. The village can be found just beyond those hills. As I mentioned earlier, you may wish to speak with Miss Foster. She is something of a resident expert on Alismore history. She can often be found working late at the school, the building right across from the quay. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Farewell, Dr. Wakefield. It's been a pleasure, Lord Donan. Hi, what are you drawing? A symbol, what does it mean? It is the final truth that protects us from the marsh dwellers. But we're not allowed to say its name out loud. The marsh dwellers, were they? They're scary. My aunt Kathleen said they were really bad people. You never see them when here during raids. They try to take you there with them. That's why we can't come here alone. You always have to take someone with us. Good evening. To what do I owe the pleasure? I'm a busy woman, as you can see. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I've come to Alice to rest for a while. Lord Dunnan said that I might find you here. Have you met Lord Dunnan? It's been so long since I've seen here in the village. I hope he's well. Similar fault. Dr. Wakefield, welcome to Alice Moor. Oh, those are Gaelic. So I've not seen Lord Dunnan lately. As far as I know, no one has seen him since, but it's been a few weeks now that the festival has started. Maybe he'll be motivated to join us in village. What happened? Did something happen a few weeks ago? Oh, sure, it was terrible, Kieran. It was sure terrible. Kieran, his only child, disappeared without a trace. He went off to play in the hills and just vanished. No one has seen him since. Good Lord, and you say he has not been found yet? How is that possible? We were Sorcery Island, but he was nowhere to be found. What can you tell me about Kieran's disappearance? Just that he was a restless child who loved exploring deserted areas. He might learn more from his classmates. His desk was in the back corner. What can you tell me about this curious festival? What takes place when the constellation of Reunion is visible in the sky? On those nights, the dark things and the spirits ride the winds that travel across the hills. As we have already seen, at the sunset, villagers don't mask. They do so that the spirits will not know them or carry them away to the depths of the underground caves. There was a group of masked people at the graveyard. Was that part of the festival? Yes, there was one of the first rites of the reunion, a very important one. As I said, people dress up to protect themselves from those that will come. But this is not enough. Since the mirrors they have looked into while changing their identities, they bury them next to the old fear knock. The roots of this tree grow in both worlds at the same time so they keep the witness mirrors safe. Lord doesn't say that you're an expert on the island folklore. He said that, did he? Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert, no. But I've lived here in the islands more longer than most. And I've heard my fair share of stories about the other side and its people. I ask you a question, Miss Watson? Yes, of course. Do you know the meaning of the word Crone Maiden? Yes, it is a very unusual word, very much indeed. The Crone Maiden is the sanctuary of the Crook One. It is a cursed place, the dwelling of the devil. I recall from the tales that I heard as a child, of course. Our elders only made up those tales to scare us and protect us from harm. Will you tell me the story of the Crone Maiden? Alright, there's a hole in the ground up in the hills not too far from the village. A hole so dark and deep, you'll not see the end. Folks around here believe that there lies an old serpent that is there of ravenous for flesh, the crooked one. Long ago, our ancestors threw livestock into the pit, in the hope of placating the crooked one's hunger. Though that tradition has not been practiced for some time, so perhaps it would be best if we did not approach the hole. Give me a second. It is said that last year of the legend once defied the crooked one by pushing the rim with an iron amulet in her hand. It is general knowledge that beings from another side detest iron, so the cursing and assaulting of the young lesson received no immediate answer. But a few nights later, the lesson house was consumed in a horrific blaze, putting an end to the old family. I must leave now. Alice Moore. Moore, I guess, means Gumor, Gumach, big or something. Oh, this is okay. Gods remain silent as the fog settles. We may look for the kings beyond the clouds, but find the queen with fairy crown. This game is becoming folk horror, isn't it? There's the Wicker Man. My dear cousin, I'm doing poorly. I'll ask that you not call upon me here at Alice more. Not now, nor ever again. Just keep grandmother's ring. I believe that she would have wanted you to have it. I would not have thought to find such a remarkable library hidden away in the basement. It includes several magnificent tombs and the most picturesque customs of our land. I found iron mare diaries next to an old iron disc. But the contents of the diaries were appalling. What could have happened to dear old Mare who write such things? The damnable place that speaks of, I must know if it really exists. I'm resolved to investigate our family's crypt. It'll be prudent to wait until dusk before traveling North Cape so as to not be seen. The abbey was in such a state of decay that it was nearly impossible to find a mural painting in the dark. Fortunately, a dim light happened to shine through a gap on the wall, illuminating the face of a sentinel. Live on Mars, I went designated to run to the hills. Good evening. Would you happen to be the housekeeper? My name is Wakefield. Stranger, why are you waiting for me? I'm a visitor to Alice Moore. The lighthouse caught my eye. As it's dark, you thought you'd be abandoned. Well, it's not, even though I can barely see anything. This is my house. Why is the lighthouse lamp not lit? Is it not dangerous for ships? Do not let it concern you. Many years ago, the sea lanes were altered to avoid this coast. I was right indeed to see a ship in these waters. After the accident, the lighthouse was never repaired. Was there a failure in the lamp's mechanism? Precisely that. One stormy afternoon, I suddenly heard a strong noise up in the light room. The clock mechanism had stopped working and the lamp was off. I never seen failure actually. I could not get a lighthouse working again. You say you had an accident. What happened? I was checking on the lenses because the failure looked very strange and I was worried. All of a sudden, light must have turned on. I was blinded. I can see nothing but fleeting shapes ever since. Has nobody else tried to fix the lamp since? No, no one in the village is interested. For them, it is the more isolated Alice more is the better. They do not care about the ships or accidents, especially Lord Donan. This is anything coming from outside on the island as a threat. I see. Do you know anything about the experience of Lord Donan's son? A tragedy was a strange one, but a tragedy nonetheless. What was so strange about Kieran's disappearance? I just find it a bit suspicious that it happened so close to the reunion. It's too easy to be keeping secrets during a festival, being how everyone is afraid of leaving the village of those nights. What do you mean? Look, folks here are too gullible. They'll do anything with anywhere. They'll let you quite a drink milk, or they'll dig graves for the mirrors, and of course they'll avoid standing near the fire not too long because though the Finns cannot touch the tree, they are attracted to the smell of its resin. But surely it's all nonsense. Look, it's really easy to prove all wrong, just don't follow the rituals. There's strangers to our ways, but have you seen any of the things I mentioned? Well, I did see a group of people in the village bring mirrors. Exactly. What do you think will happen if you bury those mirrors? The band of goblins will come out and marshals steal them? Nothing but nonsense. Well, I mean, I'm not sure what happened to the boy, but one thing I'm sure of. The Festival of Ruin is nothing but a farce. It will just be very easy to prove. It. When I go upstairs to see Lyra, even though the lamp is always like to view surroundings. Well, I don't think you say anything really, but if you're innocent, yes, I guess you may. Mm. I'm supposed to dig up the mirror somewhere on here, but I don't know where. Maybe I've already dug up the mirror. Be right back. Down in this unholy burrow, in the feared Colmiden, our worst nightmares crawl and die. Resting down here are the dauntless, those who dare enter the lair as snake and bird. Each of those men and women cross the path between they walk through the mist to the other side, where the ultimate truth screams in terror, and their return is on my ancestors. Amongst the dead are stones of Comidon like the proud Latson, reduced to something far worse than the dust of ashes. Could that be a blasphemy? In the coffin, beyond Mare's true legacy, no, I shall not accept this fate for myself. It's a bird. Seekers of the truth who sacrifice their wisdom. So to open the way, there were thrown up blooms. Your offspring we welcome, its hidden threat. On the light of sign who carries purge. The vid? After common sudden death, Dr. Wakefield travels to the islands of Ellismore to search for the ancient Comedian, the supposed path to the other side. He discovered island inhabitants hide a terrible secret. They instill primordial terror in individual subjects for them to cross the door and come back as hideous abominations. Wakefield is himself subject to this ritual and transported to an endless land of fog where he finally seems to meet his missing patient, David. He must be stopped. I think there's Alexander. We've not come this far. To see our work going now. At first I could not contain my many questions, but the wind's only reply was a grave silence, eventually lapsed into an unusually quiet, a result of formation. I know not where. We wandered to the vast desert without any apparent goal. On occasion, vague shapes appeared in the distance, climbing towers and abandoned cities lost among the rippling dunes. The passage of time lost its meaning. I had traversed that world all my life, but the world's life on journey was an eternity. Then the man at my side, whom I had followed so long, stopped. He spoke for the first time. We're nearing the threshold. It's the starting point, Doctor. The first place to look. I'll be waiting on the other side. Remember this, I will not be here forever. Darkness will light your way, but then you will be alone. Oh, could what could that have meant? The threshold, I know this. Strange memories returned to me of another life before the desert was everything. And those cryptic words, darkness will light your way, it was not the first time I had heard them. They were from a dream, but terrible dream when I had to begin to follow the trail of my missing patient. Ruled by the beings long forgotten, grant access to the last threshold. You are welcome to enter the ruins, but you need to find your own key in order to reach the threshold. The man that enters said this ruin contains access threshold, but I see nothing. If you say it's a starting point, darkness will light your way. What do you mean? It looks like a poster for a theatrical show, but it has neither title nor a date. Perhaps it will prove useful. No, true. I thought you were starting into dark, as though I was staring into the dark void. Of some remote distance, colorful shapes flow in seeming impossible patterns. Shadow's gone. The words of my father, so much had happened because of them. Alexander assures us that this time we will succeed, that the hoop will undo all our mistakes, free us from this terrible haunting gaze. But should we not accept the consequences of our actions? So much suffering, so many deaths. For what? What have we attained so far? So many tests were needed to find it, but now that we have. What is with this? When I put the disc on the gramophone, it started spinning on its own. Was there a melody coming from the house? There's a dead cat on the floor. I think it's floating. Her eyes are missing. There's something on the floor besides her mouth. There's no worth to us anymore. There's barely any worth to begin with. Is this really the best option your supposedly brilliant mind could envision? A few meaningless words, a pathetic attempt with a guilt-shattered conscience to remedy the situation, and then you hope towards the blood from your hands with a cheap exit. Look upon yourself, Anthony. See what you have become. Witness your only true legacy. This is Anthony Beechworth, right? I see something through the shadows slowly taking form. Too late for us, but he still can choose. I have to warn him. The shadow of a child sitting in a corner shaking in terror. As if peering through a keyhole, I can see things moving in the darkness. I like the style, but does Lena approve of this kind of art? You have not lost your old sense of humor, Alexander. Even after what happened, do you not recall that sight? I will relay this to memory if I could. I find that painting makes it easier to bear. What brings you here anyway? It's been years since we have heard from you. I thought your old cause has long been forgotten. Listen, Astro. Whoever told you I found a way of crossing safely. What is this? Shapes are forming through the shadows. I cannot look away. I must see. His name is Professor Wright. Wright, yes, I recently had occasion to meet a disciple of his. He referred to himself as a psychotherapist. I had the impression that Wright methods are more closely resemble those of my trade than those of yours. He is eccentric indeed, but I think his thesis may be proven correct. If so, we might have found a way of reaching threshold without attracting the attention of custodian. A shortcut, you might say. A shortcut to the veil. The problem is the matter itself. There's some unusual requirements, and we will need a man of great sensitivity who knows the peril of reaching the door. Yeah, it's like FAC, so C do C do re mi fa sol la si la sol fa. terrifying shape looms from where the piano once stood. It's being pulled on threads like some monstrous puppets. The threads converge on a distant point. Someone is taking form there in the darkness. It's an old classroom, but shadow. Ooh. There's that possible space beyond the light. My fingers. No, do not come any closer. My hand. My hand. There's something on the ground near where the masked person was lying. A tall figure stands in the woods. I might have taken it for a tree were it not breathing heavily. Inside, I can see things near the threshold getting closer and closer. After what happened to Father Glynn, I think they'll shut down the school. Anthony, that thing we saw, I don't know what it was. What about your father's diary? Myths, legends, superstition with no basis in scientific observation. Anthony, talk to us. Alright. They come from the variety of cultures and hence take many different forms, but I'll say something similar about resides near the threshold. An ancient being that sleeps within the fog, protecting the door from Intruder's vengeful custodian. But we get but a glimpse of what exists out there, nothing conclusive. But what if the serums at work? I don't know, as I said, I have no data. And those myths, what do they say? Those tales, they all say that if any intruder gets too close and was discovered by what sleeps in the fog, then the custodian will be relentless. You'll pursue the intruders and destroy them whatever they might hide. There will be few ways to protect themselves from his rage. He's Captain Skid. David are certain that he can get us safely to the fog. His results are extraordinary, Anthony. Best chance we have of avoiding the gaze of the custodian. There can be no doubt that Captain survived an encounter before he even kept company from harm. When I see what lies behind and beyond the curtain, it's time. It's been so long I began to lose hope that he would never awaken. Were you able to speak with him? Honey, David has forgotten everything. Good heavens. Maybe for best, our issue is likely to take some time if he truly has amnesia. His condition will protect him until we are ready. But should we fail, remember what happened to Hugo. Ashton entered the Vale in full knowledge what might happen, and we will succeed where White failed. We will use the serum to induce primal terror in the controlled environment. In one stroke we shall overcome all our obstacles. When the time comes, we must have a means of guiding our dear friend back to us. There he will be safe. And am I even supposed to be here? This place is so big that it's kind of annoying. No. Wait. Oh yeah. Welcome, Dr. Wakefield. I sent you to pray. Yes, I've been waiting for you all. We have. I was in that pit at least more when suddenly I found the vid. By this bit, I generated the phone and found myself. How is this possible? At least more I don't know that name. Many paths in our world lead to this place. Dr. Wakefield, and I only know a few. In some settlements, you see the truth leaking in our world. In others, you see yourself. I knew you would reach us at last. He was certain of it. He? The first founder of the artifacts did not know yet his name. No, Hugo came here long before us, but he made a terrible mistake. He peeled out. No, Anthony started a group at our school, but by the end of life, anyway, go on. Truth can be hard to accept. Yes, Jeremiah gathered us all on the same role. See that no one knows. Anyway, thanks for watching this with me. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this game. Some of the part doesn't really make sense or was not explained. I wish I will explore more about the unknown beings rather than the playwright. No, I'm not gonna do the extra. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will probably try to play RE7 again, try to get the Zoe's ending next time. Yeah, that's all. That's for the sake of completion, I guess. Till next time. Bye bye.